Saturdays at 8 p.m. on CVM TV.
So much more than entertainment.
So let's just get down on our mats, everyone. Wow. Okay, I'm now going to invite you to please take your shoes off. And we are going to begin our practice. So I always say that the reason why we do the asana of yoga is so that we can sit still in comfort. That's the whole idea of it. So all these hip openers and heart openers is all for this reason. So let's cool down and get into our bodies, starting on tabletop. So just bringing some awareness to what's happening with knees, wrists, elbows, shoulders, knees are below hips. So you're creating some beautiful alignment right here. And we're gonna do some cats and cows, which means we're gonna start with dropping our tummies down towards the earth, creating a nice curve in our back, pushing your tailbone towards the sky, taking a deep breath in through your nose, looking up towards the beautiful sky if you're here with us live. And then exhale, push all of the air out of your lungs as you lift the middle of your spine up towards the sky or perhaps the ceiling of your house. Again, inhaling as you create a beautiful curve in that spine. Inhaling through your nose, deep, deep, deep. And then exhale through your nose as you push the air out and curve your spine up towards the sky. Just 3 more of these. Nice. Open up your knees. We're going into a little child's pose. I like when my toes kiss, but if that's not comfortable for you, that's okay. And you're just gonna allow your body to float back as far back as is possible for you. And you're just gonna melt in to the earth. Through your mat, through the ground. And when you get there, as you exhale, I want you to drop your heart just a little bit more down towards the mat. So take a deep breath in. Drop your heart in towards the earth a little bit more. Drop your head in towards the earth a little bit more. Resist the urge of kinking the top of your mat and instead put your third eye in between your eyebrows down towards your mat. So you're not kinking the top of your head. Drop your head, your face into your mat. Beautiful. 3 more breaths right here. In and out through the nose, nice deep breaths. There's so much purification that happens just through the breath. And on that 4th inhale, perhaps you're gonna bring yourself back up to tabletop. So think of your alignment here again. Are you stacking your joints? Are your shoulders above your elbows, above your wrists? Are you spreading your hands and your fingers as far apart as possible? Are you pushing in towards your mat? That's gonna keep your wrists safe. Are your knees directly underneath your hips? Beautiful. From here, we're gonna lean back, but we're gonna bring our toes, or I invite you to bring your toes into the conversation, your foot bottom. So just curl your toes under, and I always have to invite my baby toe into this situation because it just won't cock off. It doesn't wanna be a part of the conversation here. And I know this looks a lot easier than it feels, but we just breathe into the discomfort and we send our breath directly down to your foot bottom.
I just need some solitude.
From here to point it on that.
Deep breaths in and out through your nose. Rocking back up to your tabletop and just give your toes a little pitter-patter. Whoa. Give me little ankle circles in one direction and then the other. And then this is gonna feel really good. I want us to come into downward dog, but let's think about a few things when we are transitioning into this pose that we call downward dog. You're gonna curl your toes under. You know how that feels now, right? You're gonna think about lifting your tailbone up towards the sky or the ceiling of your room. dropping your chest in towards your thighs, and then releasing the legs. So you're really allowing your body to float down towards the legs, and you're pressing into your mat, and the insides of your elbows are smiling at one another before you play around with the idea of actually straightening those legs out. So join me in our downward dog. And then when you get there, you can walk those feet out just by bending into one hip and then the other. And then, of course, don't forget your breath. I'm going to do a few here with you. We're going to do 6 deep breaths in and out through our nose.
Just need some solitude. Everybody's trying to talk to me and nobody trying to hear me.
And that's 3.
Got some things to say on this nigga just
Remember, you can lean, that's 4.
makes no sense. I know
Lean into those hips, that's 5. Nice, and looking up towards your hands,
just leave me.
you're gonna lift that right heel up into the air, lift that right leg up into the air. You're gonna kiss that knee in towards your chest, and you're gonna step that foot forward in between your hands.
And it's sad to see
Coming down onto that left knee in a low lunge. So think taillights on a car, right? So straighten up those hips. Taking a deep breath and lifting those arms up.
black on the knee.
Create some space between your shoulders and your ears so you're not hitching.
Me line 7 days.
Beautiful alignment. And then as you exhale through your nose, you're seeing if you can just allow that lunge to come forward. Feeling that in our front hip, front left hip.
Everybody's trying to talk to me, but nobody wanna hear me.
3 deep breaths right here.
Everybody's got some things to say, and this feeling is on move them out. The things I say, I'm gonna do.
Nice. And now we're just gonna rock that all the way back. Bowing into that front right leg, scooting it back to wherever it's comfortable for you. If it's not comfortable to be all the way back on this leg, feel free to keep it right here. But the focus is bringing your heart towards your legs, towards your knees, towards your shins. So what I'd like you to think about is as you're leaning forward, instead of crunching down, you're lengthening your spine, you're leading with your heart, and then you're exhaling down into this forward fold. Hold those right toes back to point at your face. So you're feeling that even more in that right hamstring, I would imagine. 3 deep breaths. Two more. Okay, we're gonna rise back up, but pull your belly button in towards your spine so the momentum is coming from your core. So rising back up into that lunge. Arms up. And this time we're gonna bring our hands just to frame our foot again, and we're gonna come into a pigeon, which there are a few things you need to think about, and this is gonna look very different for a lot of people. Your heel might be really close in towards your hips, that's A-okay. Your heel might be able to skirt its way a little bit further away from your hips. Okay, cool, your hips are a little bit more open, doesn't matter. But the integrity of the pose is in this back leg. So if the top of the foot and the knee, if you're like this, you're not feeling anything out of the stretch, right? So I prefer for you to be up. I wish we had a few props here. If you are at home and you have some cushions, you could put it underneath. If you're here with me, we're just gonna have to figure it out with no cushion, but you're just extending breath down into that right hip. So try to keep the integrity of that back left leg. And let's take 3 deep breaths. Proud pigeon, proud chest, opening up your heart. 2 more big breaths through your nose. And then I invite you just to float down towards the earth. Or with your next 5 breaths, you might want to remain up with your proud chest, whichever one, it doesn't matter. Just breathing into your heart. And when you finally get to that kind of sweet spot when you're on the mat, we're going to take 5 deep breaths. Send your breath down into your hip. You might even want to let it out through your mouth with a sigh. Feel free to do that. Your hips hold a lot of energy. So if you have some emotions coming up here, just breathe through it. Woo-cha! Working yourself back up, taking your time. Nice. And then from here, we're gonna bring this left leg around. We're gonna stretch this right leg out. So remember, this is the leg that was straight behind you. And you're gonna cross that left leg over your right knee. So let me just show you that transition again in case it was a little confusing. So you were somewhere here. This was your straight leg. This was your bent leg. You're bending the straight leg and you're straightening the bent leg. Beautiful. And then you're taking your right elbow. First of all, hold on. You're trying to hug that thigh as close up towards your chest as you can. So again, open up that heart, almost as if you're trying to squeeze a penny in between your shoulder blades. You're going to take that right elbow and just see if you can cup that left knee. Then you're going to take this left hand and you're going to reach all the way behind you as if you're creating a straight line with the middle of your spine and that hand. And then I invite you to take your gaze all the way around to the back of the mat. 5 deep breaths, and with each exhale, see if you could just lift your heart a little bit more up towards the sky. You guys are doing great. Let me see that breath. Let me hear that breath. Nice, releasing the pose. And then you're going to bring that left foot, to the inside of that right thigh. So still bent. Again, straighten those hips up so the headlights are facing to the front of your mat. Lifting with that breath up towards the sky. And then folding down towards your toes. So again, you're leading as if you're trying to pull yourself forward. And then when you get to that natural stop of your body, you're just gonna allow yourself to fold down towards that front right straight leg. By the way, if your leg is bent, that's okay. Your body is where it is, right? And from here, we're gonna have 3 deep breaths, in and out through the nose. Nice, rising up. And we're just gonna lay back. Just with this leg still bent. And we're gonna grab hold, oh my mic. Well, we're gonna grab hold of our elbows. And you guys are gonna lay down on the mat. So this will be a good time for me to run around. Nice. So see if you can really create a square with those shoulders. So you're really holding on to them. And move your ponytail or anything out of your way. Beautiful. So if your elbows aren't accessible to you, then of course, you can hold on to your wrists. So just give me a little bit of alignment to the top there. Beautiful. Breathing into that hip. 2 more breaths right here. All right. And then bringing yourself back up. Nice, bring the soles of your feet together. Balasana. And try to inch your hips up towards your heels. Same thing, right? Leading with that heart down towards your toes. Take a deep breath in. And as you exhale, fold down. And again, we're going to take 3 deep breaths with our heart still shining forward. Taking 3 deep breaths here in and out through the nose. And then we're gonna fold down. Just dropping your head in towards your feet.
Come here, the boys that don't know that tree.
And 3. Nice. Work yourself back up. Now you might want to cross it. You might just want to get into downward dog, or you might want to do a little fancy transition. Cross at your ankles. Push forward upon your hands. Move back onto your knees. And then meet me in downward dog. So remember, you're lifting your hips, you're dropping your chest in towards your thighs. You're pressing your fingertips. Your entire hand is planted down onto the mat. You're spreading your fingers as wide apart as possible. You're pushing into your fingertips. The insides of your elbows are smiling at one another. You're dropping your chest in towards your thighs. Look up towards your hands. This time your left foot raises up towards the sky. So you're lifting that right heel into the air. And then you're lifting that left knee up into your chest. And then you're bringing that left foot down into this lunge. Inhaling. So we're just doing the other side. So hips are shining forward. Open up that heart. Insides of your elbows are smiling at one another. And as you exhale, just drop into that beautiful feeling in your hips. Inhaling. And of course, if I say inhale, there must be an exhale that comes after. 2 more, deep in and out through the nose. Pull your belly button into your spine as we allow ourselves to lean back. Remember, you might be right here. You might be feeling a lot of that in your hamstrings, so you might want to stay here. You might want to take it a little bit further back. And then you're just going to allow yourself, again, leading with your heart, folding down into this forward fold. Three big breaths, in and out through your nose. Bring yourself back up, because we're going to transition into that pigeon on the other side this time. So we're sitting down. On the other side. So this time you're using your right leg, which should be this leg. If you used this leg last time, then just use your left. Up to you. So again, the integrity of the pose is the front of this right leg, right foot, right knee, planted down into your mat. So that's the integrity. So you might be right here and you might be feeling this. This might be like, Heavenly Father, why would anybody do this to themselves? It's because we need to keep our hips open as we age. Let go of the emotion. Deep breaths in and out through your nose. With each exhale, perhaps just letting go of some part of your body that you're holding on to a little bit tighter than you need to. And then you might want to stay there or take the journey down towards your mat. And when you get to your happy space, your place of, wow, this feels intense, but it feels good, take 5 deep breaths. And even if you've chosen to remain right here, breathe into it. There's something else that you can release in that hip. Nice. And with your next breath, bring yourself back up. And then there's this little funny transition that we do. So now this straight leg is going to swing around to bend. And this bent leg is going to straighten out. Remember this? So I'll show you that again. Here's your pigeon. That straight leg, that right leg, is going to swing around to bend, and that bent leg is going to straighten. Beautiful. Left elbow. Create a beautiful, hug between chest and the top of your thigh. So really lean into it, push into it, and that should allow you to stretch forward and create a beautiful little harness, a little crib with your inside of your elbow with your knee. And then twist with your belly button all the way around to the back of your mat. You're using your hands just to create a nice little kickstand behind you. And when you get to that furthest sort of twist, you're going to see if you can take or invite you to take your gaze to the back of your mat. Again here, 5 deep breaths. Sitting up nice and tall for 5, 4, 3, 2, 1. Release that pose. Now that foot just comes down and we lay back, and we're trying to hold our elbows as we lay back, or when we get into our laying position, then we're going to try to hold our elbows. So you're sort of making a square. And I invite you this time to do it the way that's not so comfortable. So not the way that your body naturally does it. So the last time, whatever you did was how your mind regularly crosses your arms. See if you can do the other cross. And then keeping that knee bent. So you're opening up on that right side. Outside. Other right, yeah. And here we're going to take 5 deep breaths into your heart. So let me hear it for 1, for 2, big belly breaths, for 3, even if you're at home, for 4, for 5. Beautiful. Rise up back into that seated balasana or butterfly pose. Beautiful. And then from here, again, we're going to do just a quick journey down towards the feet. And we're going to take 3 deep breaths. For 3, for 2, for 1. Rising up. And now we're going to do a little diamond. So you're going to take your hands, you're still in the same kind of pose. You're going to take your hands, you're going to put them underneath your legs, and then you're just going to try and cup the insides of your ankles. I'm just going to lean forward. My head is looking up at you guys, so I'm just making sure that everybody is in more or less safe alignment. But I want you to drop your chin to your chest. Five deep breaths. With each breath, I invite you to just allow yourself to settle into the mat a bit more. Beautiful. And as you bring yourself up, your hips are wide open. For the reason why we have this practice. We're just going to take a 1 minute of listening to the city. Is that okay? Mr. DJ! I've never asked a DJ to turn off their music before, but we are for this 1 minute, okay? If you're at home, if you're in here, well, we're going to try to, what I invite you to do, because who am I to tell you how to do your meditation, is just try and take in all the sounds of the city. We're just going to do that for 1 minute. So the furthest sound, the closest sound, it could be something, someone's water bottle fell next to you. Let's just try to take it all in, but let's take away our visual. So I invite you to close your eyes. I'm going to time it. And while you're sitting there, your only responsibility is to listen and to breathe. Every day, every dawn is an opportunity for us to reset. Reset our mindset. It's a time to renew. Every day we have that opportunity. Beautiful. Thank you, guys. That was your 1 minute. Well done. Cam. Thank you.
Everybody give it up to Seth.
Oh gosh, give it up to Cam. The reason why this is happening.
Thank you. So proud of you. Let's just take one last deep breath in together. Last deep breath. Closing our eyes in through the nose. Hold it. And release. Last deep breath in through the nose. Hold it. And release. And take one last one. Hold it. And we're just going to reflect on the next 3 months that we have of this year. Release. And keep those eyes closed. And I just want us to think through, what are we going to call in for the next 3 months? What is really important to our soul, to our heart, for the next 3 months before we close out 2024? What are you working towards? What's the mission? What are you leaving behind? And what are you calling in? And throughout this day, I'm also inviting you to reflect again on your why. Why are you showing up in the first place? Why is your wellness and your fitness journey so important to you? And let's just reflect on that for the rest of this week, on that powerful why in those moments of doubt, or when maybe we feel like we want to give up. I want us to just root and center into that why, and let it power us through for the rest of the year and every week that we show up here. Thank you so much for being here, guys. Open up your eyes, give yourselves a clap.
Yay! You guys are amazing.
You guys are amazing. Give it up for Sez one more time.
Give it up for our girl, Tami Cams. Good morning.
Yes, we did it. Thank you.
Like we don't care.
Thank you guys so much. Thank you for showing up. See you next week.
Run, come a jam down. Run, come have some fun. I feel rewind this I want a few times. Jamaican vibe can done. Run, come a jam down. Run, come have some fun. I feel rewind this I want a few times. Jamaican vibes can done. Today,
Brought to you by Tetley.
Tetley, a tea for everyone.
The internationally acclaimed On Stage with Winfred Williams.
At a new time, Saturdays at 8 p.m. on CVM TV.
So much more than entertainment.
Find Central Pitside, brought to you by Edgechem, AIM Financial Corporation, Texaco, and Connex.
Yeah, that's right. CVM family, we are here to the rescue. Here we are. Good morning, everybody. The sun is shining, and the weather is definitely sweet.
There's something about that version of the sun that makes you dance like white people.
Yeah, well, Dennis, that's all you dance, really, like a white person. And big up to all the Caucasian, people of Caucasian extraction.
You see, because of my great-great-great-grandfather.
Yes.
From Scotland.
Scotland, yeah, darling. That's the Lord, yeah.
Can you tell? Can you see it in my hair?
Yeah. I can see it in your tie, which is very pink, and it matches my pink jacket. Good morning, everyone. It is Pinktober, and good morning to everybody who have their morning tea, having their morning coffee, having their morning porridge, having their cereal.
Cereal is good.
And
for you, soup.
Yes, soup is fine, Dennis.
Yeah.
As a Jamaican, we have soup for breakfast. We have curry chicken and white rice or atapa rice and peas.
Big up Bulby.
Yeah, right. We
Big
also
up all the people who were very appreciative of Bulby.
Bulby soup.
The other morning in the comment section.
Yes.
Wow.
Yeah, absolutely
soup
amazing.
In the morning.
Listen to me. Remember,
not my thing, but
we have Sunday, Monday. We have brought forward.
Yes,
you understand?
Yes,
we're at top. Yeah, we're at top, and we're gonna eat it in the morning, so it's fine. You know what I mean? Our stomachs are very strong and well lined, right?
So tell me, do you drink soup or eat soup?
Well, me say drink soup. So some soup, you come drink it. You eat soup or drink soup?
Jamaican soup, you eat soup.
No, but may I drink some too?
No, but most of the soup you're eating it.
No, but me not really eat it, because when I have the dumpling and I cut the yam, I put some soup in it, so I drink it. You understand?
No, but you're eating the soup.
No, but I'm drinking it because I just swallow it.
No, you're eating this. All right, porridge. Do you eat porridge or drink porridge?
You drink porridge.
Yes, you drink porridge.
Yeah.
Yeah.
But
no,
but hold on. But with porridge, sometimes I break up bread in there. I'm gonna break up some crackers and put in there, and that would be food particles. But you're still saying you're drinking porridge.
Because no, that is something that you add as an extra to the porridge.
Yeah.
But the soup, nobody couldn't give you the soup without the yam and the dumpling and the whatever, and the chicken foot or whatever. So you eat soup.
No, sometimes you can't just ask for the top.
The broth?
The broth, yeah.
No, you're drinking some broth.
Yeah, but may I drink my soup?
But you eat soup.
Guys, do we drink soup or we eat soup?
Jamaicans eat soup.
What may I drink
and apparently when you eat soup in the morning. Tell us in the comment section, please.
Do you drink soup or
do you eat soup or do you drink soup? Which one?
You drink soup.
Eh?
We're drinking the soup.
If you go to like a Chinese restaurant, you drink soup.
But there's a wonton in there. But wonton is in there.
You eat the one.
There's a wonton, and they have like the
You eat the wontons in it.
So therefore, I eat the dumpling and the yam in the soup, and I drink the soup.
No.
See that?
No, because with Chinese soup, the majority of the meal is broth. It's broth. Yeah, you drink the soup.
I'm eating the food in the soup.
Jamaican
soup.
Man,
you drink your soup or you eat your soup. Brown man is a soup connoisseur.
As a soup aficionado.
Brown man, drink soup or eat soup? Definitely drinking.
Good morning. No, but a cup soup you drink.
Oh my goodness, guys. Well, whatever you're having
warm
up your stomach this morning. Warm up your stomach, right? I gotta tell you. So we love tea though.
We're a tea culture.
You're sick? Drink little tea. Your head hurt you? Drink little tea. Your belly hurt you? Drink little tea.
You can't fall asleep? Drink little soursop leaf tea.
Yeah, I can tell you. But soursop leaf actually works, because it does calm your nerves and makes you calm. Exactly. So there's actually a calming agent in the soursop leaf. So there is some madness to the sides. Even, for example, Dennis, ginger tea, there is a particular enzyme in the ginger that actually calms down the peristaltic movement. Yes, settle off your stomach. Yeah. So when we think, ginger tea, the ginger actually have something like it does. I'm telling you, it's
remember
crazy.
peristalsis? I remember that from bio class. Yes. I don't remember what it is, but peristalsis.
When your belly growl and your intestine move on on all that stuff. Yeah, what else we love though?
They want space between us.
I don't know why DeAndre is grudging us. I don't know what's the cause of the problem. You understand? So I don't know.
Okay. But he said we can step back closer.
Oh my goodness. goodness, guys, it's October 7, 2024. And today is a very beautiful day. And if today is your birthday, happy birthday to you. Today is actually the birth date of one of my good friends, sister from another mother, Odetta Rocket Carr. Today is her birthday. Yes.
Okay.
Odetta, they're beautiful. She's an author. She's an entrepreneur. She's a mom. She's a wife. She's a great friend. She's an author. And of course, on her YouTube channel, she teaches you how to make money. You understand?
Okay.
Yeah, man. Go on her channel on YouTube, Odetta Rocket Carr, and she's absolutely amazing. So, my sister friend, I wish for you a wonderful day. She's been celebrating. She's gonna have a week of celebration. So, like Jermaine is a whole celebration of the week. Yeah. So, I want to wish for you all the best in life. May God continue to bless you from the crown of your head to the soles of your feet.
Amen.
May your dreams continue to come true, and may you continue to illuminate the world in the ways that you have been. And of course, we have no regrets. Just lessons. That's the title of her book. And so, enough love. And if you are celebrating your birthday today on this October 7th, I didn't realize that we know so much October-born people.
Yeah, people. My brethren, Professor Damian Blake, he celebrated his birthday. He was in Big Up Jackson Godfather.
I saw Damian just recently.
He told me, when he was in Jamaica.
Listen, and we caught up, and it was a nice vibe. And, again, remember from our PRS days.
Yes.
From them time there. And I was letting Damian know how proud I was of him, again, to see our journey from where we started. And it's so nice when, people knew you from way you
back.
were, before you became.
Yeah, from arts, from humanities days. I think Damian made me know him. Damian made me from humanities, some classes.
I knew him from, it's really the place where we were.
Yeah, okay.
That's how Okay. And then you guys were working. I'm just so proud of Damian. So happy birthday belatedly.
Big up, Prof. Yeah. Him and his wife and him, family.
I met his entire family.
They're in Puerto Rico. I think they're probably coming back today. So they're in Puerto Rico.
Excusez-moi, s'il vous plaît. In Puerto Rico, mommy, papi. But happy birthday to you, Damian. And this is a very near and dear story to my heart because I love this little girl so much.
Oh, yeah?
She's absolutely amazing. And I pray that my daughter is as fabulous as she is, right?
Yes, and fabulous she is.
Yeah, you know how you have like mentors? Like
a daughter mentor.
Yeah, a daughter mentor.
A big sister.
More outside from mentor. My daughter, no way she go. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
Shiloh Reed. Okay? Shiloh. Princess Shiloh, as I call her. Shiloh Made Lemonade fundraiser. Now, a couple of months ago, we went to Emmanuel, her grandma's store, and we bought lemonade. And Shiloh made lemonade to help fund her back-to-school efforts, helping children in Clarendon with books, pencils, and so much more. Now, she was welcomed by Member of Parliament, the Honorable Pernell Charles Jr., and we're so proud of Shiloh and her efforts. And by the way, her mommy Keisha, good as mother.
Yeah.
When you talk again, Keisha is my mommy mentor, because you have to have the mommy mentor, right?
Absolutely.
It was actually Shiloh's idea to say, Mommy, I want to help other students. And that's the kind of characteristics you want to, inculcate in your children to think about others.
And if they say things like that, don't ignore it.
Yeah.
You see something, develop it in it. Feed that aspect of them, their social conscience.
And let me tell you, Dennis, the lemonade did not. Go back to my picture of the lemonade. I nurse my lemonade,
Yeah?
I nurse it.
I love lemonade.
The lemonade is nice, yes. And so we have a video of Shiloh as well and her efforts. So here we go.
Cause you're a sky full of stars. I'm gonna give you my heart. So we're here in Karate Hill, Clarendon, and I'm with our young entrepreneur, Shiloh, from Shiloh Made Lemonade.
And we want to salute her, congratulate her parents, and just to acknowledge this project, this initiative that she is in charge of, raising funds through her lemonade business and giving back to the children in this community who really need the support. She is 6 years old, and yes, 6 years old, and already she's a philanthropist, she is an entrepreneur, and she is a successful student. And I just want to encourage others to look on and to see if Shiloh can do it, you can do it. Right? Correct?
Thank you.
Can we all give Princess Shiloh a resounding round of applause?
It's a nice feel-good,
Oh my God.
feel-good moment in your Monday morning to get you going. Yeah,
I like
so
that.
if Shiloh can do something for kids elsewhere, you can do something too.
Yeah,
you know?
yeah. Amazing. Big
It's
ups
like
to
a
her
lemonade,
mommy.
no man.
I
Do
love
something,
it.
no?
Mr. Dennis, I have the lemonade come I buy for everybody in my house.
Okay.
I'm gonna say my bag, my nurse, the way the lemonade nice. You know the lemonade when you have like a nice piece of, I think I had it with a piece of brown stew fish from M10. Yeah. Brown stew.
It's not too sour. It's the right amount of sour, the right amount of sweet.
And what I loved about it, it never have no seed in there. You understand? Because sometimes you have to navigate out the seeds them. Yes. Brown man go away. Right? So it was just amazing. So I'm so proud of her. And again, as Dennis said, for parents who have children who want to do something, who want to be helpful, encourage them. Help them, you know? They come to you with an idea like that, Mommy, Daddy, I'd like to help some students, or I'd like to help my community. We definitely need to, you know, foster that kind of empathy, compassion, independence, and, you know, I like that creativity in our children. So thank you, Shiloh. I'm quite sure that the children in Clarendon are most appreciative. And thanks to Pernell Charles Jr. for also acknowledging Shiloh's efforts. So yeah, that's hot. I love that. That's lovely. Yeah.
20, 30 years from now, when Shiloh's doing other great things.
Yeah, we're going to play back this video.
We're going to play back this video.
Dennis, you can imagine 20 years from
with ASM. Mom, give me a break.
Oh my God. 20 years from now, I'm going to eat what?
In your 40s?
In my 40s. In my 40s. Look at me, my 40s.
You know who I'm going to say good morning to? I'm going to say good morning to Jace.
Jace?
Jace from...
That name sounds familiar.
Jace, I met him at Wendy's on Saturday. He's from, was it Emmanuel Christian Academy?
Okay.
Yeah, he said to tell you hi.
Oh, hi, Jace.
And he and his mom, good morning to you, Jace.
Nice.
You know, he just walked up and said, aren't you the guy from CVM? And I'm like, guilty as charged.
Jace is watching his television.
Good morning.
Yes.
Good morning. You know.
And there's also somebody else who watched it, you know, and she said it, and she loved the show, and she watches as well. I want to say good morning to good old Cheryl. Or Cheryl Goodas.
All right, Cheryl Goodas?
Yeah, Cheryl Goodas
right.
from NCB over there on the UWI campus. And good morning to Suzette as well. Yeah.
I'm trying to remember,
First
there was
lady
somebody
could never be the worst lady. Yeah.
All right, I'll remember him later. There was a young man who sent me a message. I met him at the JCDC finals, the Marcus Garvey Awards. And he said, "Mom, shout out." I'm going to remember. But we've got to run to a break because we've got just what you need to get your morning moving, to get you up into the kitchen and out of the house. It's your Monday morning mixtape, so run the tape selector.
You know the spirit of the party starts to come alive until the day is dawning. We can throw out all the blues and hit the city lights, 'cause there's music in the air and lots of loving everywhere. So give me the night. Give me the night.
Oh, your heart, run free, and never be hung up like my man and me.
your love lives on with life insurance from Sagicor. The time by Sagicor Life is
6:15.
It's you. Come and pick up your order.
Oh, okay.
For the juicy, crunchy, irresistible taste of a KFC Big Deal, some people will do anything.
Get tiles and get creative with your floors, walls, and all the spaces in between. Our knowledgeable sales consultants are happy to help create your beautiful finish with the latest designs in first quality porcelain, wood look, vinyl, mosaics, natural stones, and countertops. At Creative, you will get every tile you need for your residential or commercial projects. Creative Building Finishes, your one-stop shop for everything tiles. Visit our showroom at 5 Red Hills Road or call 876-929-5553. Get tiles, get creative.
Our days get a little complex sometimes. Often so many things make sense, yet so many do not. We are being intentional about giving prominence to the big stories in order to clarify and enlighten. Lead Story explains who, what, when, where, why, and how. Lead Story with George Davis, weekdays at 6:30 p.m. on CVM TV.
Are back. It's now 19 minutes after 6 on this fine Monday morning. Good morning to you wherever you are. At this time of the morning, I tend to get so teak in the knees I can hardly speak. Good morning.
Oh,
Teeks.
Oh my God. Oh,
hey,
Lord.
Good morning.
Yeah, teak in the knees. That's hot. That's very hot.
I receive
actually.
it.
Yeah, I saw you this morning and that's what came to me.
Yeah. You know what? Thank you.
I
think. Good morning, though. Good morning.
Good
What's
morning,
up?
TK. I like your pink.
Thank you.
Yeah.
I went with the dusty pink. I knew you guys were coming with a little.
Yeah, we went with a stronger
This
pink.
a stronger pink.
Pink.
You know?
Because, it's October, Pinktober. So, in honor of Breast Cancer Awareness Month, we're celebrating and we're also wearing our pink and we're also encouraging everyone, men and women, to go out and do their mammograms, right?
Mm-hmm.
It's very important because one of the best ways with which to deal with breast cancer is early detection, right?
Absolutely.
And if you have a higher propensity, if it runs in your family, for example, as doctor...
don't wait till after 40.
Right.
You go and check.
His name eludes me right now, Doctor...
Yeah.
The gentleman that we had.
Yeah, he was here just Barbadian.
Yes, Bajan, right? We have to get our mammograms done. And what I'd like to see, TK, is, for example, me, you, Michaela, Keisha, we all, as girls, we're friends. And that's what we're going to do this month,
That's a group flex.
Yeah, it's a group flex, right? Because sometimes
mammogram.
to go by yourself can be a bit intimidating, it can be daunting, it can be scary.
True.
But I think if as girlfriends, we make it a flex, we can do that.
And it's interesting because last year when we were doing a lot of awareness last year, October, I did my first mammogram based on all the information that I received. And people were like, oh, you're going? I hear say it hurts. I hear say it's uncomfortable. And I was like, oh, is it? So I went. It was fine. It was totally fine. I felt nothing.
A lot of times the hearsay, you hear it from the wrong people, right? So I'm going to do my mammogram this month, right? I think I'm going to do it today, right?
Oh, okay.
I'm going to do it today because.
So we can talk about it tomorrow.
So we can talk about it tomorrow, yeah. And I can tell you, how it went and so on. Because sometimes, Dennis, you hear from the wrong source, and when you go and do it for yourself,
that's exactly what happened with me. So let me encourage you if you think, no, I hear it painful. But my experience, it wasn't painful at all. I felt nothing. When it was finished, I was like, you finished? And they're like, yeah.
Like, you sure, miss?
Oh, okay.
You doing good?
Yeah. It's all right? And they're like, yes, go away.
Yeah.
All right, but let's jump into the headlines. First up, U.S. arms embargo on Jamaica takes a toll. One of Jamaica's 4 active guns and ammunition dealers has run out of bullets due to a severe arms embargo imposed by the United States, affecting Jamaica and 35 other countries. Industry insiders report that the remaining 3 dealers are struggling with dwindling stockpiles, leading them to turn away clients, including licensed gun owners, private security companies, and range operators, or only partially fulfill their orders despite ongoing complaints about a lack of updates from the government regarding efforts to lift the embargo. Minister of National Security, Dr. Horace Chang, stated that Jamaica is currently reviewing the situation. U.S. State and Commerce Department inspectors have visited the island to assess the processes of various state agencies, including the Firearms Licensing Authority. The restrictions, first announced in April and effective since July 1, do not apply to the police or the military.
And just for clarity, this announcement earlier this year relates to close to 40 other countries. It's not a Jamaican thing.
It's a Jamaican,
which is why I don't
understand
the part in the story where it said, persons are complaining about government's lack of updates about efforts to lift the embargo. So Jamaica won because the embargo, it's a Biden administration move that affects a wide swathe of countries. I don't know that Jamaica on its own can do anything, and I don't know how much update, how is the government, what's the government to update you and tell you? And we've been having dialogue with our U.S. counterparts.
Well, then but it seems to me like the people who ought not to have bullets have them in a lot. So I mean, call them and ask them how they might get for them own.
What I find surprising. What I find surprising.
They have a lot.
What I find surprising.
So give me your supply.
Is the Biden administration's decision to do this when governments like those us here in the Caribbean have been in dialogue urging you need to do something about the illegal flow of ammunition and guns into the region, because we don't make them. But somehow there's an easy flow out of the United States of America, out of North America into the Caribbean via the various points in an illicit trade. And so rather than clamp down on the illicit trade and show us, look here, we're getting serious about gun control, because you can't really talk about gun control too hard in America, because they love their guns. They love their guns. And so you have strength for put an embargo on legitimate people. So I don't really get it.
I don't understand.
But the administration will do what the administration will do, but
I just wish that there were no guns and no bullets overall in the world.
Except for with the police and the army.
No, that just nobody don't have no.
It just don't exist. Like it just don't exist.
Yeah,
okay.
So you're one of those. You're one of the world peace people at the pageant.
They'd find other things.
I know, but I'm just saying, we could do without guns and bullets, and we just all live and get along and just, we can't take the carnage and the killing and the something them.
I'm with you, Miss Kitty. I'm with you.
That day will come.
All right, so next up, let's move from guns to math. Math problems. While attempts to address Jamaica's struggles with math passes are currently being explored, some stakeholders still have reservations about where priorities should be placed. President of the Jamaica Association of Principals and Vice Principals, JAPS, Linvern Wright, has shared his perspectives on the latest suggestions of increasing teaching hours for the subject, stating that if the intention is to increase the hours of study using only the existing cohort of teachers, this will mostly cause additional complications. The 2024 CSEC results for Jamaica showed that of the over 31,000 students that took the exam, 2,264 were absent. 374 students received a score so low their papers were not graded, and over 10,000 students received a grade 4. We are are not doing so well in mathematics.
The math isn't mathing.
The math is not
wow.
mathing.
But I think it goes back to, again, we're discussing this in my makeup room this morning, and it's a situation, Dennis, where I think it's how the subject is taught. The persons who are mandated to teach, it's how they're disseminating the information. And I also think there's a cultural negative umbrella hanging over math. So for example, as a parent, I never like math. You're going to put that on your child. Oh, I never like math, and math's hard. And so by children hearing math's hard, I'm not like math, it's almost as if you're putting that on your child. So they have a preconceived notion of what mathematics is all about. And math's not really necessary, and we're not going to use them something there. So I think it's a combination of things, but we have to get over it because at the end of the day, mathematics is very, very important. But I think so many students, their first interaction with mathematics has been so negative that it just totally colors their entire interaction with it.
That's my perspective too. I think that how we teach mathematics, I think it's an issue of pedagogy, because it is the way in which we deliver math education at the earliest stages. And so that is why I am a strong believer, put more money into early childhood education, because it is there that we will inculcate the good values as it relates to mathematics. One of my worries, though, is that we're trying to do more in terms of in numeracy. So like leading up to the grade 4 literacy and numeracy tests, so grade 4, grade 5, grade 6, you have children who are fairly competent going into PEP. I mean, may not be amazing. What happens, and even amongst students who do well, what happens when they get to high school? Why the child who was moving along a particular progression of mathematical understanding gets to high school and boom, you just hate it and you're no longer good at it. And I mean, and there's an association of math teachers. There's a whole math education unit at the Ministry of Education. So we know that there are things that are being worked on in terms of improving the quality of educational service delivery in mathematics. But I think that we have culture to overcome. We have so many things to overcome, but it does start very early, and a lot of people write off maths from very early.
As a victim of that system, I am here to say we need change. It has been going on since time immemorial, and we need to change it. You know what I mean? Because our students need that, and also to be competitive in the world at large. So,
But guess what?
Let's maths it.
But guess what? AA will be good at maths.
Yeah, because our father good at it. Not me. But
but hold on now.
Think about my mouth. When you come up with the maths over.
It's not going to be from me.
Girl.
It's not going to be from me.
Little girl.
It's her daddy.
My mathematics up at 1 plus 1 equal 2. One for your father.
No, you're going to help. You're going to help with the homework.
Oh, me?
You're going to help with the homework.
No,
you're going to go up and Google.
TK,
what? You're going to see,
you.
You're going to see, you're going to go on Google.
Not you, me.
And you're going to learn the song. 1 and 20, 2 and 20.
I know that one. 3 and 4. I know that song.
Yeah. You're going to learn it. You're going to learn it. What?
Remember some Bill ears to spinal column. But your father. I made a math homework. You're going to get Z minus.
No. You must help her.
Yes. Her dad. Yes. Hi, honey. Good morning. And that's all the time that we have for our headlines. But big ups to all the good maths teachers and the students as well, and those who are trying at the Ministry of Education.
And making the people that love maths.
Yeah, big ups to you. But up next, guys, we're heading over to Germany, Deutschland, darling. Yes, for an early morning diaspora link up. Don't go anywhere. It's CVM and it is Sunrise.
Papa Jesus, insurance gone up again? Well, go faster. It gas our insurance.
Driver, let's go. Do you really want to stick with the same old insurer? For the first time in Jamaica, taxis, minibuses, coasters, whatever you drive, MIBinsure.com will find you an insurer who will slash your premium by up to 60%. They all claim to save you money, but only MIB Insure actually can. Switch to MIBinsure.com today and save serious money.
JN Bank Small Business Loans is linked to so many stories of ordinary Jamaicans and their extraordinary success.
We're very proud to have helped small, medium, and micro businesses come to life and thrive over the years.
It's a demonstration of our strong belief in the business ambitions of Jamaicans. Come, talk to us. Tell us your business. Let's start a partnership and let your business plans appear in real life.
Find Central Pitside, brought to you by HChem, AIM Financial Corporation, Texaco, and Connex.
Good morning to everybody wearing pink this morning for Pinktober. And good morning to all the men who are confident enough to wear pink as well, because pink looks good on you.
Wear pink now. Them days are done.
Really?
Them days are done when you can't wear pink.
Some men still don't want to wear pink.
I was looking in my closet. You know what pink shirt I have?
That's nice.
Yeah.
Maybe you're a girl that in the making. Moving right ahead. Welcome back, Sunrisers. I'm just, yeah.
Morning, Susan.
Good morning. And good morning to our Jamdownians in Germany. All Jamaicans who are in Germany, a pleasant morning to you. Now, this week in Diaspora Link Up, we're checking in with Dr. Tanisha Burke, who, after growing up in Kingston, Jamaica, she obtained a research fellowship for the University of Konst in Germany while reading for her PhD. She went and she never looked back. Since then, the parenting coach, research psychologist, and child development consultant has been calling Germany home. And she joins us this morning to tell us all about it. Good morning, Dr.
Good morning.
Good morning.
How are you?
Wie geht's?
Mir geht es gut.
All right. Sehr gut, sehr gut. Dr. Burke, well, thank you so very much for linking up with us this morning. But let me just ask you, normally people say, you know, no, we're not better than yard. And you left Jamaica, you went to Germany, and that has been your home. What was the deciding factor that made you decide to stay there?
Well, I actually came to Germany from Canada. So I was doing my PhD in Canada, and I got the research fellowship to go to University of Constance, which is in southern Germany. And the research, in addition to doing the research, I was also teaching. So I developed several seminar courses for the department. And at the end of the fellowship, they asked me to stay. And so I did.
Nice, wonderful. So where in Jamaica did you, well, it says Kingston, but where in Kingston? And tell us about growing up in Jamaica. What was that like for you?
Well, I grew up off Mullens Road.
Nice.
So I lived on Seaward Drive, actually. And I went to George Headley Primary School. I went to Meadowbrook High School. I did lower 6 at Wolmer's Girls and upper 6 at Quality Academics. And then my university years at UA, both undergrad and masters.
Nice. Right. George Headley is also my primary school, darling. Yes. Big up
George Headley Primary. But I mean, what would you say? Can you identify elements from your upbringing, from your childhood, the way you grew up that made you a global person, a person who now is functional in the diaspora?
I think one of the characteristics I think I developed was being resilient and being able to change, not being inflexible. So before I went to George Headley Primary School, in my earlier years, I was actually in Monique with my grandparents until they migrated to Canada. And then I went back to Kingston to live with my mom. I had to adjust to the new school environment, and I got there in grade 4, I think, and I wasn't doing too well. I failed all the assessments tests, and I went to summer school, and this wonderful teacher, who's unfortunately is no longer with us, Miss Goodall.
Oh, yes.
She spoke to my mom and said, you know, she needs to go into extra classes in the evenings. And even though her grades don't qualify her to be in my class, I'm going to take her and keep her right under my nose. And it is with that, I was under strict guidance from Miss Goodall. I went to extra classes as well. And it's the ability to adjust from one school and to another one, and also I wasn't doing well, as I said, and I managed to, in 1 year, once I got into grade 5, but then I passed my common entrance to go to Meadowbrook High School.
Wonderful.
So in one shot, I did it.
Wonderful, absolutely. Under the tutelage of Miss Goodall, absolutely amazing, of blessed memory. She was also my hero, or heroine, I should say, at George Headley Primary School. But you're in Germany, Tanisha. Talk to us a little bit about opportunities for Jamaicans who might be in Germany, because I'm sure there are sometimes, you know, people who want to go overseas, but you say to yourself, so then, me not talk German, where may I go? You know, I don't know what I'm going to do, where am I going to work? But there sometimes are opportunities, unbeknownst to us, that we could explore.
Well, it depends. So I am more of the academic route, so I can only speak on that.
Right.
Parents and students should know that for many of the states, international and both domestic students can go to university for free.
Oh, wow.
And the difference, though, is that's in state-funded universities, but you have to learn German to do it in the undergrad. And now that technology, you know, has advanced so much, if you're in Jamaica, you can enroll in the Goethe Institute and learn German online. Goethe Institute is the most prominent language school here in Germany. So you know you're getting the legit training, and also once you do the Goethe exam, you have that qualification to get into university. Now, if you're doing your master's and your PhD, some master's program, you can actually go in with only English, and then they encourage you to learn German. And for basically most of the PhD and research positions, you can go in knowing only English and learn German along the way. If you decide to come to the private universities, that their tuition, they have tuition, but it's not that expensive compared to North America. If you go to their universities, sometimes they only require English as well. So there are opportunities if you're willing to learn the language for undergrad. But if you don't have the language and you're at the master's and the PhD level, you can still come in with English and learn the language while you are reading for your master's or your PhD.
Wonderful.
Tell me, you have 3 boys, German boys. I mean, I can, from a perspective of like Jamaicans in North America, you know, sometimes a challenge raising American children or Canadian children as a Jamaican. You're trying to preserve their Jamaicanness while encouraging them to fit in and be fully Canadian or American. As a mom of 3 German boys, what's that like, balancing that the identity politics in your home?
Well, my first son was born in Jamaica, so he has the Jamaican roots, and my last 2 sons were born in Germany. Now, one of the things, when I came here when my eldest was 8 years old, and when we went to southern Germany, basically outside of the university, nobody spoke English. So I was the only one speaking English to him, and so he was actually losing his English skills. I got books from, I think it was Kingston Bookshop, that have the social studies, the integrated science, because it's not just the academic aspect, but those books also had the Caribbean history, the Jamaican history.
Integrated
so
studies,
he was learning the academic part. He was also learning Jamaican history. Now, my 2 youngest, they're only 4 and 2 years old right now. And my plan is to do the same, to get those books from Kingston Bookshop to maintain that cultural identity.
Yes.
Even though I'm here in Germany, there are many Asian stores that sell Grace products. So I'm still able to buy my ackee. I'm still at Sunrise. I'm still able to buy my tin ackee, my callaloo plantains. The banana actually comes from Uganda, the boiled banana. So I'm still able to cook a lot of Jamaican food. And then, you know, when I have a family or so on coming to visit from Canada, they tend to bring over a lot of Jamaican stuff as well.
Nice.
So I'm able to maintain it through the academic aspect. And I'm so grateful that I can get the books from Jamaica to share the history and the culture while they're learning as well.
Well, let me just finally ask you, Dr. Burke, is there a strong contingent of Jamaicans over there? So, I mean, you're a mommy, you're an academic, you're in PhD. Do you have like Jamaican friends? How do you match it up? Because sometimes I know cultural difference, they don't understand our joke, we don't understand for them joke. Culture clash. So is there a large Jamaican contingent there in Germany? Where you are?
I don't know the number, but the embassy here in Berlin definitely would know that. But what I have, because to remain connected to the Jamaican community, I am enlisted on the embassy's mailing list.
Okay.
So the embassy tends to have events, when the ministers, for example, the Minister of Foreign Affairs and the Minister of Tourism, when they visit Germany, they tend to have events so we can meet and greet and have conversations. In August, we had our Independence Day event as well. And I would say over 100 Jamaicans, along with their friends and family, came to that event and were able to mix and mingle. So I do have my best friend who I've known from Jamaica here in Germany with me, in Berlin with me. But as it relates to the extended Jamaican community, I get to connect with them via the embassy when the embassy have their events.
If there's anybody right now watching who will need some guidance, some academic guidance as to university to attend, where can they find you on social media?
Oh, so my social media is basically my name. So if you go to Instagram or Facebook, it's just Dr. Tanisha Burke.
Nice.
And you can find me there. I'm also on YouTube with my parenting videos. And it's also my name, Dr. Tanisha Burke. So you can find me on any of them, LinkedIn as well. It's just my name, Dr. Tanisha Burke.
All right. Love that. Tanisha, you want to send up no big up? Because you're there in Germany, but big up.
Yeah.
Your family, your friends, them are Jamaica.
Well, I have my dad who is there still in Jamaica. I have my friend, and for the connection, your stylist, Jane Michelle, I've known her for many, many, many years.
Nice.
I've had many friends from UE as well. My aunt, well-known insurance broker, Barbara Grant, she's there in Jamaica as well. So I just want to say hello to all of them, and I miss you all.
All right. Thank you so much. We're so proud of you. Thank you so very much for being an example of what brilliance and black excellence and beauty and just being a mommy and a woman looks like. I absolutely love it. So, Dr. Tanisha Burke, thank you. You're miles away, but you're still connected to Jamaica. You understand? So, enough love and all the best. Up next, class is in session with our money master guru, Sir Carlton. He is back with more, giving us some insight on those paychecks. So stay with us. Sunrise will be right back.
Get money from any MoneyGram or Western Union any time of day, wherever you are. Don't know the link up today. Life is better with Link.
The time by Link is 6:45.
place, PJ, that older women go to find young men?
The hospital.
What?
Hi everyone, my name is Kurt Dunn.
Greetings from Kali's Kelly Yoga.
Hey, it's Travel Morrison, and I am your National Physical Activity Specialist. And it's time to make a move.
Jamaica, let's get moving again. Season 2 of the Ministry of Health and Wellness Jamaica Move series is here. Join us Wednesdays at 5 a.m. and Saturdays at 8 a.m. right here on CVM TV. Let's get moving.
Make a move now.
All right, welcome back, Sunrisers. It's now time for your Money Master class. So, last week we began our decoding your pay stub lessons with so many of our viewers asking, why didn't we learn these things in school? You never learned it in your school? Me learned it in my school still.
Oh, really?
Big up St. Catherine High School, yeah.
Okay.
Well, lucky for all of us, it's never too late for a shower of rain and to learn. And we have a great teacher to break it all down.
Thank God.
From allowances to deductions and everything you need to know about those paychecks. Welcome back, Sir Carlton.
Good morning.
You're so matchy.
Matchy.
Great night this morning.
Yes.
But we're here this morning. It's a lot to cover. Let's talk about tax,
All
baby.
right.
Let's talk about tax, baby. Let's jump into it this morning. So we looked at last week different taxes, and we learned what taxes are. These are mandatory contributions, etc., etc. But I want to break it down this morning. Let's look at how we calculate on the pay slip this morning, which is so important. Just to note, Dennis and Miss Kitty, NIS and NHT, they don't consider them taxes. So even though they're taken out of your salary, they're mandatory contributions because you get back some financial benefit at some point in time, either at retirement for the NIS or some benefit. And NHT, you get a refund from time to time and you can get your mortgages, etc. from them. So don't look at it like that. Nonetheless, let's look at how they calculate. So I want to chart here on the board. You have all your taxes, your NIS or your contributions, NHT, Ed tax, PAYE, and the hard tax, which is normally represented on your payslip and your pension. Hard.
What is that for?
Well, we get into the reasons for taxes.
Never see that yet.
Never see that. All right. So, which is why it doesn't impact the employee. Yes, definitely on if a government payslip it will show.
Must go hard and do little courses. You pay for it.
Yeah. But you don't pay for it. The good thing, your employer covers that. Yeah. So for NIS, 3% is paid by you, the employee, and 3% by your employer. Yes. It is matched, all right?
Yes.
NHT is 2% from the employee, 3% from the employer. Education tax is 2.25% that you pay as the employee, and the employer pays 3.5% over. Your PAYE or your income tax, 25% if you earn 6 million and below, and 30% of your salary. Just get to feel just tired of them. If you earn over $6 million, right? 3%, but covered only by your employer, and pension based on your pension plan that you're on. Roughly something about 5%. Some plans will tell you, some will say 7, 10, but I didn't put a figure here because it's based on your pension plan.
Sorry, Carlton, may I ask, sir?
Sure.
Is the NIS, would that be synonymous to what overseas people call their 401k?
Yes.
Okay.
Yes, but we also have pension plans as well. Like your employer sometimes will also have. So you're contributing towards that, all right? Okay. Let's go. So tax, as I said last week, is paid on your gross income, which is what you agreed with your employers for. 7 million, 2 million, 3 million. That's the figure up front before any taxes are taken out of that. All right, so we're going to use an example to make it a little bit easier. Say you earn $2.4 million per annum, which is $200,000 per month. I know you don't earn that, we know it's well above that, but for simplicity, we want to use a small figure to make it a little bit more digestible. So your NIS is 3% of the gross. Nice and simple. You earn $200,000. 3%, $6,000.
True.
Please to note, the maximum NIS that you can pay is $12,500. So irrespective of this figure here, if you earn $2 million, for example, per month, and you times 3%, it cannot pass $12,500.
Per month?
Per month. That's the maximum NIS that you can pay.
Oh, wow.
All right? We get that. But in this example, they pay $6,000. For your NHT, it's 2% that you will pay. So you have $200,000 per month as your salary. It's times 2%. So you're paying $4,000 as your NHT here. We pause right here.
Does that have a max?
No,
as well?
There's no max for the NHT.
Okay.
There's no max any at all. All right, we're going to jump down here now because we have just paid NIS and NHT from your gross salary. But the other taxes now are paid from your statutory income. So you have gross income before any tax, statutory income. It's nice and simple. So after you pay NIS, or if you have pension, we take that out first. And then we pay taxes on what is left of that, which is good for you. Because that means you're paying less tax in other areas. So your gross income is $200,000. How much did they just pay for NIS?
$6,000.
$6,000.
Yes.
So take out the NIS portion, $6,000 from the $200,000. That is left with $194,000.
Right.
So all other taxes that we're about to calculate now will be calculated on $194,000 and not the $200,000, which is good. It's like a secret I want to tell you about that right after. Let's jump over to board number 2. A lot to cover this morning.
That's why they make it only 12.5. They can take out.
Yeah. Your education tax is actually 2.25% of your statutory income, which is the $194,000 down here. In other words, you could simply say the $200,000 minus $6,000, which is the NIS, times the 2.25. Make it a little bit simpler if you want to have that idea. So 194 times the 2.2, which is the interest that they charge, the percentage, which is $4,365. That is for your ed tax. Let's drop down to your income tax. Dennis? So you're saying, like I said, oh, master God. Let's just go down a little bit slower. So your income tax
you know, when I see numbers in my brain and shake right now. Be shaking, load earthquake in my head.
Remember, there's a threshold which I recently increased. I think earlier this year. So before, if you paid 1.5 million, if you earn $1.5 million, you don't pay income tax any at all and below.
That's nice.
Now it's $1.7 million and $88. If you earn that and below, you don't pay this tax any at all, which is ideal. So that is $141 a month. Yes, Dennis?
I was scratching my head.
All right. However, let's work out the income tax now. Remember the income of $194,000?
Yes.
Yes. You take away the threshold figure, because the government is saying that, here what? You're not going to pay a tax on some of your salary, which is the $141,000 here, so, or the 1.7 per annum. So because I'm doing a monthly example now, I divide your salary into 12, which is your monthly salary. All right, we take out the threshold figure from the 194 here. So it's 194,000, you subtract the threshold the government has now approved, times the 25%. 25% here is because this person is earning less than $6 million. If we're calculating the income tax for Miss Kitty, or Dennis, or Cup Soup Boss,
or Carlton,
or Tisha, or anybody else here,
yes, corner office,
we'll be over here at 30%.
Get up!
But for this example, we're using
I could have sworn you were going in.
25%. So the income tax, the PAY for this example is now $13,081. It's a lot to digest.
Yes, Carlton.
But
we need a weekend
think about it, just, it's not really bad. Because you're just in the percentage here times the salary that you're earning. So in this example, the person's income tax is $13,000. We just calculated that a while ago. The NIS is $6,000, which was nice and simple because it was the income times the percentage here. NHT was $4,000. Education tax $4,300. Their total tax for the month $27,000. And to get your net salary now, it's the gross income. How much were they earning? $200,000. You subtract what? The total tax of $27,000. So this person will now be going home with $172,000, even though their job letter says they earn $200,000 per month. So it's not really the $200,000 that they're going home with, but after the government has taken out all the taxes and your mandatory contributions, what hits your bank account is $172,553.50. I have a tip right here. The more pension that you pay in your pension plan at your employer is the less tax you pay. So I want to encourage persons who are able to afford it, if you can increase your pension to the limit that they will allow, guess what? You will pay less income tax because you are now paying on your statutory income. Remember that. It's a lot to digest, a lot to cover, but you know where to find me. I don't want to add anything else because Miss Kitty always start bubble and say, I can't bother, I can't manage
that's
this.
That's what I'm argue about the net. As we tell you, Dennis,
forward.
200,000 after taxes. I want to make sure, and I don't bother to look at these numbers. Dennis, can you see them same number here? It hurt me.
But you need to know at least a basic, because sometimes the taxes can be incorrect. You get the wrong amount of money. Learn to calculate, so you have an idea. But if you need help, you know where to find me.
Sorry, Carlton, pardon. Let me find you right here first.
Yes.
Let me ask you, like over the years, right, if you weren't checking your pay stub and there were some incorrect calculations, like they took out more than they should have, is there a way to recoup the money? Like,
yes.
Okay. Yes. Is there a statute of limitation?
I don't know about the limitation, but I know of persons who were overtaxed and they can now apply to the tax office for that to be processed. You can because if you are undertaxed, they'll fine you. If you pay less, they might fine you. It will take some time.
A nice ACCA accountant for
go through
do the calculation to prove it.
Yes.
Because them not give back money
and
easy.
It takes a while.
It's all right.
Which is why
easy.
you want to make sure, Dennis, for the first month you double check just to make sure if your tax is right. Every month you just double check, $4,000 for that. Taxes them right. So for the first time, just check it just to make sure. Because to get it back is a long time.
Yeah.
But you want to understand how your taxes are calculated. But I said if you need any help, I am here.
They'll take
no
it
fear.
The
figure boss.
The figure boss.
Yeah. I like it.
I like that. The figure boss. Hey, yes, when it comes to that calculator, what of that is? I'm like,
you hold on. You see the number them.
Me too. Let me feel I'm in the matrix.
You see the number them go.
No,
it's not that bad, guys.
Do you think I should talk like a psychologist? Like maybe the number side of my brain.
No.
Something need to do to it. Me not tell like it need for wash out. No, man, but that.
You know what? You need a wash out.
A brain wash out.
You need some herb. You need some mojo herb for the mad spot of your brain.
We need some ginkgo
biloba.
No, man.
Detox.
Because I just remember the charts and be a Jesus. No, if there's any
the mathematical trauma that has been done to you, my friend.
No, man, it's wicked.
Thank you very much, Carlton, for decoding. You might kind of recode it still, but you're decoding still. Thank you very much. Up next, from a very taxing lesson on our brains. To the morning news with Ticulus Maximus Meridius. We'll be right back.
I'll be some jump out of my ears.
Should critical illness strike, don't let worry fill your head. Say hello to happiness and goodbye to worry with Guardian Life's new Ultimate Provider Plan. Secure your medical expenses in the event of critical illness ahead of time while benefiting from our investment portfolio and so much more. Give yourself and your family the peace of mind you deserve with Guardian Life's new Ultimate Provider Plan today. And live secure, live easy.
We want a peace for Jamaica. We have to be our brother's keeper. Jamaica live good, I make we enjoy life. Want we feel safe at night. Jamaica live good. I better you and I. No say we future bright. Jamaica live good. Come together as one. I make the violence the world.
Should critical illness strike, don't let worry fill your head. Say hello to happiness and goodbye to worry with Guardian Life's new Ultimate Provider Plan. Secure your medical expenses in the event of critical illness ahead of time while benefiting from our investment portfolio and so much more. Give yourself and your family the peace of mind you deserve with Guardian Life's new Ultimate Provider Plan today. And live secure, live easy.
No more fear of missing out. CVM TV News is on YouTube. Get up-to-date news, sports, and business content at CVM TV News anytime, anywhere. Subscribe now to CVM TV News to see it happen.
The Time by Hyundai or Hyundai 5 free payments, 3 years free insurance, or 3 years free petrol bonus is
7 o'clock.
That's me on the corner.
People don't bother feel like you can predict who is going to be in the shop with me. A ship carry you back again. Controversial. How old were you?
8 years old.
Now we're contemplating.
These are the digits.
Oh.
What kind of episode this one?
Another junction in life.
I have 2 left foot then, sir. Yeah, you know. Yeah, man. See the buckle of the Nigeria now. This is my show and you will not drop word from me. They even know them things. DJ, I can't say that no. You're going to mash up somehow.
You know, say barber shop is really there ready to make your cut.
So, where you cut before? The cut, okay.
Now I'm where I want to be.
The Cut is brought to you by Flow.
Welcome to Morning News. I'm TK Dawkins. Speaking at a church service at the William Knibb Memorial Baptist Church to mark the opening of the Michaelmas term of the Circuit Court, Chief Justice Brian Sykes weighed in on the debate about an extended Emancipendence holiday weekend. The head of the country's judiciary says that changes to the celebration of freedom should be approached with caution.
August 1, 1834, at least for me, is not just about increased domestic travel of 8.9%, an indication of greater engagement with national tradition. It is not about solely about an organized weekend-long celebration that could attract tourists to participate in cultural events, concerts, and festivals, thereby boosting revenue across various sectors. I would have thought that the emancipation of enslaved persons of African descent, which was, in our case, the antecedent to independence, would warrant more analysis than to be described as a mere 5 days, encapsulating, I put in that word, Jamaica's journey from abolition of slavery to the achievement of self-governance. It is not just about recognizing these public holidays that play a crucial role in celebrating national identity, preserving cultural heritage, and providing well-deserved rest for our workforce. And so too we should keep in mind May 10, 1845, when persons from India landed on our shores. And also 1854, 472 Chinese came to Jamaica from Panama. All of those are very specific dates that we should not lose sight of in the name of productivity.
Cleon Porter, a Justice of the Peace in St. Catherine, has issued a call for caution, urging politicians to be mindful of comments about citizens who have engaged with the justice system. He adds that the hard-fought gains of the restorative justice program are potentially being placed at risk.
As an advocate for justice reform and a supporter of the restorative justice program, I am urging all Jamaican parliamentarians and influential persons in society to exercise caution when making public statements regarding citizens who have had encounters with the law, whether these individuals have served their time, paid their fines, won an appeal, or had their cases dismissed by the appeal court or the Privy Council. They should not be subjected to continued disparagement or stigmatization.
The Justice of the Peace points to Section 5A, subsection 1 of the Restorative Justice Act of 2016, which states that the purpose of restorative justice is for the healing of victims, offenders, and the community. Furthermore, subsection 2D emphasizes the reintegration of offenders into society by supporting the rebuilding of broken relationships.
This principle is at the core of our efforts to create a just, rehabilitative, and inclusive society. The Restorative Justice Act, along with the associated policy and program, has brought considerable benefits to the justice system. The Minister of Justice, Honorable Delroy Chuck, KCMP, has been a stalwart champion of the Restorative Justice Program and its benefits. His work alongside the broader efforts of the Justice Reform Program must not be undermined by reckless rhetoric or political expediency.
Let's go over to sports now. Malines United dominated Chapelton Maroons 4-0 in the Ray Nephew Jamaica Premier League on Sunday at the Anthony Spalding Sports Complex. A second-half brace from Michael Graham sealed the victory.
And then look at this. The ball will run to Javon Brown inadvertently. It wasn't his pass, it was intended for right, but then Brown measures it, caresses it, finesse. 1-0 for Malines. A thing of beauty. It came at a lovely sequence of passes from the boys from Kingston and St. Andrew. Quality finish from Javon Brown. Met with his approval, no doubt. Chapelton came. This is Gawain Austin. Requires a save from Robinson. Centre half. Taking a shot. Then look at Michael Graham. Will beat Austin once, twice. Waits patiently. The forward. And no help from the man wearing number 22 for Chapelton Maroons. No help. Bennett didn't help Austin at all. And Graham said, well, are you inviting me to shoot? He aims, he opens fire, deflection, and gets a goal. That was 2-0 for Malines. There's the CR7 celebration. And then this. Graham, very patient. Brown, back to Graham, and then look at this curler. No intention of generating any power whatsoever. He just wanted to drift it away from the goalkeeper, just to curl it away from him. And again, more finesse from the Malines boys. And they finessed themselves into a 3-0 lead with that strike. And then look at this, Livingston's corner. An easy catch every day of the week, except on this Sunday. Vera dropping it, the goalkeeper. It rolled off Andrews' leg. He got one stab, it was blocked. Then his second stab was what provided the goal.
And in Sunday's other matches, Humble Lion and Harbourview played to a tense 1-1 draw, while Portmore United secured a solid 2-0 victory over Very United at the Ferdinita Complex. And that's it for Morning News. Join us again at noon for more from our news and sports desk. I'm TK Dawkins. Sunrise continues after this.
On Sunday, August 11th, in the quiet community of Cherry Tree Lane in Clarendon, our entire nation was shaken by a brutal act of violence.
Gangsters mercilessly took the lives of 8 innocent Jamaicans, including a 7-year-old boy.
These criminals will strike again, destroying more families and more communities, unless we stand together to stop them.
If you have any information that can help bring these killers to justice, please share with the security forces.
The government has established a reward fund of $25 million for information leading to the arrest and charge of the perpetrators who committed this heinous act.
The facilitators who supply them with the arms, intelligence, and the transportation.
And those who harbor and protect these criminals after the crime.
If you know something, say something.
Call Crime Stop at 311 MOCA at 888-6622-847, the NIB at 811 or JDF at 837-8888.
Together, we will defeat the gangs
and develop a culture of peace in our country.
The proceeding was brought to you by the Office of the Prime Minister.
Protecting Jamaica's borders is a key priority for the Jamaica Customs Agency. The JCA will remain vigilant and resolute in effectively fulfilling this mandate. The time, brought to you by the Jamaica Customs Agency, is
Lovely. Sunrise, order here on Sunrise. Welcome back, everyone. Good morning to all those persons celebrating their anniversary as well. It's a beautiful Monday morning, and Dennis is the Monday morning person, as well as Yendi and all the others. But hi, Tami, how are you? But we're here. We're survivors, and we're going to make it. I'm an Evelyn.
Oh, okay.
Yes, but on a Saturday. Friday.
You like Saturday?
Yeah, I'm PD. Yeah, that's right.
PD can drop any day.
If you're just joining us this morning, it's time for Law and Order JA. Here's the question sent in today. My name is Francine, and I recently underwent surgery to remove a lump from my left breast. During the reconstruction phase, the doctor asked me if I wanted to increase the size or change the shape of my breast. I chose to lift them both and increase the size moderately. After submitting my insurance form, the insurance company refused to provide coverage, claiming that the surgery was mostly cosmetic and not covered by the policy. Is that lawful? What action can I take against them or to have them cover my medical bill? Joining us this morning is attorney at law and partner at Duncox, Jonathan Morgan, and he's back to provide us with some counsel. Good morning, sir. How are you?
Morning, counsel.
Good morning. Happy to be here.
Lovely to have you on this bright Monday morning. Jonathan, now this...
Hold up. This morning, I read this and I was very ignorant. Because they do these things, you know. Like somebody sits in an office and says, aha, not going to pay it.
Yeah, and a lot of people go through this, Jonathan, without any course of redress. So we need your counsel on this matter.
Absolutely. The scenario raises a number of questions, but I think the starting point is understanding that it is the terms of the insurance policy that determines what is covered and what isn't. So even if the insurance company is regulated by the Insurance Act and by legislation, the question as to whether they will cover a specific case is determined by that contract between the insurance company and the insured person. And those contracts in standard situations tend to cover situations of medical necessity.
Yes.
They tend not to cover elective cosmetic surgeries.
Fair enough.
So this question seems to raise a question as to whether a scenario is covered where there is both some medical necessity to undergo surgery to remove lumps from a breast and also an elective aspect of that surgery to increase the size and to lift them both. So it really does toe the line as to what is covered in standard insurance policies.
So then it's a matter of probably getting from a doctor to say, because is it one thing affecting the other? Because the breast was removed or the lump was removed, and so the breast needed to be reconstructed anyway.
Yes.
Exactly.
Or reshaped in any event.
Or something like that.
So it's not a situation where you just got up and did a reconstruction or a breast lift. It was in lieu of the lump being removed. Obviously, now that the lump is removed, the breasts are probably not the same size. It doesn't look the same. So for symmetry, I need to do that.
Yes, now that dives directly to the heart of some of these issues. So the surgery to remove a lump from a breast is typically called a lumpectomy.
A lumpectomy, very well.
And that surgical procedure tends to lead to reconstruction where there are great areas of asymmetry as a result of the surgical process. So reconstruction due to heavy asymmetry in the breast tends to be considered by law medical necessity. So in a standard insurance policy, that type of reconstruction is covered under that medical necessity point. But there are areas where reconstruction is not necessary at all. For example, the lump that was removed was not sizable. It was very small. So there is no great deal of asymmetry following the surgery. So if the reconstruction is being done in a totally elective manner, it may fall within the exclusion that the insurance policies contain against any elective cosmetic surgeries. And in this particular question, something that comes to mind is the fact that she said she removed a lump from her left breast, but then did reconstruction and augmentation, that's increasing the size and adjusting the shape, to both. So that raises a question as to whether this was, in fact, more on the cosmetic side than the medical necessity side. And that may be what the insurance company is seeking to argue. So what I would recommend for a situation like this is that the doctor be consulted to determine whether the medical processes can be separated. If the medical necessity aspect of the process, the removal of the lump and any necessary reconstruction is put on a single invoice and it is presented to the insurance company, they may find it difficult to refuse coverage. But if that can be detached and the elective augmentation, increasing the size and enhancing the shape, is put on a separate medical invoice, perhaps the insurance company will cover one but not the other. That's an approach that could be recommended.
And I'm sure, Jonathan, she's watching, wondering, okay, or even somebody else, what kind of lawyer would you go to represent you in a situation like this?
Yes, so this raises insurance questions, and there are lawyers who specialize in insurance law. But more importantly, since the terms of what is covered is governed by the insurance policy, and that document is merely a contract, any civil or commercial litigator that deals with contract law issues would be appropriate to handle a matter of this nature.
If it is a case, because I noticed her asking the question, what action can she take, in that, given that if they've said we're not paying for it,
yes,
and so now she's in a situation where she's had to pay for it, is it that she would, in order to press home her case, she's going to have to sue and try to recoup the monies, because it sounds like it's been done, it needs to be paid for,
right?
And so is it that she has to sue them and get back the money, or what?
Yes, so that is one avenue to navigate it, but perhaps she can begin by querying and challenging the decision of the insurance company internally. So returning to the insurance company and attempting to identify the reason for the refusal. The only language put in the question was that they determined it was mostly cosmetic. So if she can get sufficient evidence from her doctor to present to the insurance company to show it was out of medical necessity, that may resolve it right there. If that does not work, then your assumption is correct. She will have to cover the medical bills herself. She owes this debt to the facility and to the doctors, and seek to recoup it through a legal action. That legal action tends to be a claim in the Supreme Court seeking damages for breach of contract by the insurance company. And that damages sum should cover any shortfall if the court agrees that the insurance company acted wrongly.
Very well.
Plus costs.
Yeah.
Absolutely.
Cost in the claim. Lovely. Well, Jonathan, thank you so very much for always ventilating these issues. And, you know, and I want you to keep those questions coming in, because I know that many of us have these legal questions and you don't necessarily know who to ask. Well, we're here for you right here on Law and Order JA.
All right, definitely. Our guest has been Jonathan Morgan of Duncox. Remember, again, keep them coming. And, of course, you can hit us up at CVM_television or at Sunrise CVM on Instagram. So coming up next, we celebrate Pinktober with survivors with a story of strength and survival here in Jamaica. Stay with us.
Tell your family and friend them abroad. The quick way fi send credit back a yard. Tap you up with a click right here and ding.
Send on the credit with ding my something.
A easy way fi send gift card for the bill.
Ding my something.
In a instant we get it.
Ding my something.
Skip the long Cambia lines with ding.
Ding my something.
I fill up the new link.
Skip the long Cambia lines and high fees with ding. Tell your family and friends overseas the easy way for send a credit or a gift card for just about everything. Ding. All on ding. Use the code ding me for 30% off. Download the app today.
So what you do?
Send it with ding.
We want a piece for Jamaica. Yeah. Yo, what are you? We have to be.
Oh man, no,
No, brother, no, man.
You don't see you ever play ref? No, piggy game,
yeah, but I look a bad game. No, I said, place you come from, brother, I want to live good, man. I want to live good, brethren. No shake hand, I can play a little bad, brethren.
Really have to shake hand?
Yeah, man, and no badness, brethren. Just live good, man.
Come together as one and make the violence done.
Rise and shine and start your day with the Wealthy Club's Power Hour. It's a transformative mind-body workout infused with strength training, yoga, meditation, and journaling. Every Wednesday from 5:30 a.m. to 6:30 a.m. Starting September 11th, join us for free live in person right here at the marketplace in front of Camila's Kitchen, or you can join in from anywhere in the world thanks to our friends over at Just Create. And afterwards, refuel with your post-workout breakfast from Camila's Kitchen to truly support your wellness and your fitness goals. Catch us for this special workout hour on CVM TV on Mondays from 5 a.m. to 6 a.m. and a repeat at 5:30 p.m. to 6:30 p.m. WellFit Wednesdays starting September 11th at 5:30 to 6:30 a.m. right here at the marketplace. See you there.
Brought to you by Tetley.
A tea for everyone.
You know my heart goes crazy when you take the list of time. This is for our love. Will leave the world behind. Can you feel me?
Schoolboy Football, September 7 to December 14 on CVM TV.
Schoolboy Football, brought to you by Edgechem, AIM Financial Services, Texaco, and Connix.
We gon' walk it out and move mountains, and I rise up, I rise like the day.
Welcome back to Sunrise, and thank you for staying with us. Thank you for choosing Sunrise. One aspect of Breast Cancer Awareness Month that we love here at Sunrise is hearing the moving stories of those who've faced and overcome their battles with cancer. Each story is truly inspiring in its own right. Our next guest is no exception.
She was diagnosed with stage 2 breast cancer in May of 2020. She faced months of tough treatment, but she didn't just survive, she has thrived. From battling cancer to being crowned Cosmos Queens of Jamaica 2024, her journey hasn't been easy, but it has certainly been impactful. Let's welcome this week's Pink Warrior, Kadia Levine McCoy. Good morning. How are you doing?
Yeah, how are you?
Thank you for having me. I'm doing excellent.
Well, you look better than me.
When I saw the young lady, I said to myself, "Oh, they changed the segment, so we have a teenager coming in."
Who are we talking to?
Yeah.
Like I was asking it, who are we talking? Because what I read about you and all that you have been through, you don't look like what you've been through.
At all.
No.
But we're so happy to have you here. I know that there are many persons watching this morning wondering, what's Cosmos Queens of Jamaica all about? What's that pageant?
So Cosmos Queens, because I'm a breast cancer survivor, and so I entered the Mrs. Universe pageant. I actually went for the Mrs. Universe title, but I got Cosmos. They had Cosmos Queen and Intercontinental Queen.
Okay.
So I got Cosmos Queen of Jamaica. So I do a lot of work with women, especially my advocacy with breast cancer. So that title was suitable for me, and I earned it. Yeah, so it's about phenomenal women who are heavily involved in their community with community projects. So I will be traveling in November to represent Jamaica. Yeah.
Nice.
United States.
Well, take us back though to May of 2020 when you got your diagnosis. What prompted you to even check? How did that all happen?
At the time I was 30, and being 30, no one is thinking about breast cancer, right? And my business was booming, everything was fine. And it's just my instinct. Like one day I was just taking a bath and I felt the lump. I was just doing my own self-examination and I felt the lump. But then my cousin said to me that it's just premenstrual syndrome, or when you're in your 30s, these things happen. And I say, so I watched it until about 3 months after, it started getting big, it started growing. So I said, no man, I'm not liking this. And that's when I went to the doctor and she said that I need to do a mammogram and ultrasound. I went to do the mammogram and ultrasound. Immediately, the radiologist was able to tell me that it was indeed breast cancer.
Wow.
Yeah, I looked at her and I said, Doc, are you serious? And she said, yes, but whatever it is, you'll be fine. At that time, I didn't know what to think.
Was there any history of breast cancer in your family at all?
No history, but a strong history of cancer, but not breast cancer.
Breast cancer.
Yeah.
So talk to us about, after the diagnosis, walk us through the different surgeries and the treatment that you received.
After the diagnosis, it was like a whirlwind. So after diagnosis, you have to get the confirmation, which is the biopsy. So a biopsy was advised. There are needle biopsy and you have surgical biopsy. So I did a surgical biopsy because my doctor, my GP, she said, I don't want a needle biopsy, I need a surgical biopsy. So by 2 days after that, I was in surgery, doing a surgical biopsy.
Wow.
So it's like a whirlwind.
Yes.
And listen, I'm not scaring anyone, but it was a painful experience. Did the biopsy, waited about 4 to 6 weeks for the results. Results came back, it was confirmed that it was stage 2 estrogen positive breast cancer. 1 week later, before you know it, I was planning surgeries. I did a hysterectomy, oophorectomy, nipple sparing mastectomy, reconstructive surgery. I was hopping from doctors to doctors because they know you have to consult with that one and everybody have to be on the same page with the surgeries. And then everyone was telling me, are you sure you're going to do this? That's a lot of surgeries. But I knew I had to survive for my daughter and my family and my friends. I had my cheerleaders and everyone is still cheering for me. And I remember when I said it to my daughter, I said to her, Mommy is sick, and she asked what happened, and I mentioned it to her. I said, Mommy has cancer, and she said to me, Mommy, are you going to die? And I said to her, Mommy will be okay. But the reason why she asked is because my dad passed from cancer. And I'm just so happy to be here this morning. I'm so grateful. I'm so grateful.
And we thank you for fighting for her.
Yeah.
For her. You mentioned your cheerleaders. Tell us about your support system.
I had a mountain of support, with each bringing different gifts of strength. My husband, my daughter's godmother, my cousins, the Jamaica Reach to Recovery as well. And when you go to the meeting and you look at the ladies, and I visited the Kingston Public Hospital and the ladies are sitting there and they're diagnosed and they need help. They need help, and I'm looking at myself that if I didn't have the support, what would happen? Would I still be here today?
And as you mentioned that, in terms of even just finances, because it costs a lot.
I didn't have insurance at the time. And as I mentioned, Jamaica Reach to Recovery, they paid for one of my chemo treatment, which several weeks, it's 16 cycles of chemotherapy. And each cycle is like about $100,000 and something. And so it was done privately. So, getting the assistance from friends and family and everyone, just not even financial support, but mental. I remember there was a moment that I said, I cannot do this. It was overwhelming, preparing for the surgeries. you don't have insurance. And I laid on the bed and I said, Father, I said, this is it. I want to go. It was overwhelming. And I had several anxiety attacks. And I remember one morning I started crying and I started praying and I said, God, I have to take me out of this because I know I'm strong mentally, but somehow that had me down on my knees. And I said, God, please help me. And I laid on the bed and I was just waiting to die. But then I realized that I'm not dying. And I said, what are you doing? Get up, fight. And I prayed the entire day. I just prayed the entire day. And then I got up the next day. And it was a brand new day from then. It was a new me. I got up with a fighting spirit. And I just wanted to just fight and just survive, you know. So that is why my advocacy is so strong for women who are fighting. You know, if I don't know you and you tell me that you're being diagnosed, it's like a journey all over for me again. And it's honestly not just women with breast cancer, it's just cancer overall, you know, life-threatening disease. Because I remember when I made a keepsake box for my daughter with all the hair from this is me with the bald head.
Oh, wow. Oh, you wrote a book.
Yes, and I wrote a book as well.
Okay. Courage in Bloom.
Courage in Bloom.
Wonderful. Where can we get this to buy?
So it's at the Life Store. It's on Amazon. It's at Woman's Place. It's at Champion Battery Company. It should be in Fontana soon. Yeah. And you can get it directly from me. And it's now at the Secretariat at Toyota Jamaica. That's the Reach to Recovery Secretariat, so it's there for the month of October.
Well, I definitely like to buy to make a contribution.
And yeah, it's very much well detailed. When you read it, you don't even have to ask any questions.
Yes. And you talked about, you know, being a mommy, and that, you know, tugs at my heartstrings in a different type of.
Right.
How were you able to manage motherhood and go through this?
That's the thing, support. My daughter's godmother, Candy, from BD Greg, thank you very much.
Oh, nice.
She took her. And I remember when I started chemo, my daughter, when I started chemo, and she realized that mommy didn't have any hair. And she realized how sick I looked during chemo, because, you know, chemo changed your whole physical being. And she wanted to stay with me at that point. So we had to, even school for her, the teachers had to come and say, listen, we can't, you know, you have to keep certain things away from her because it's affecting her. And listen, all those words I called earlier, she's only 8 and she can tell you about hysterectomy, oophorectomy. She's quite aware. But it was very emotional for me, but I looked to her for strength.
Yes.
Yeah, she was my source of strength because she's so emotional, she's deep, she understood everything that was happening. Like even now, if I tell her that I'm going to the doctor, she's going to ask, Mommy, is the cancer back?
And so it's in remission now?
Yeah.
Very well, thanks be to God.
Right now she's mommy's girl. She started out as daddy's girl, but but she's now mommy's girl,
Well, who knows, maybe she's future oncologist, you know?
Right, yeah. And I tell you something, because I didn't have insurance when I was on the journey, she have her little pink piggy bank, and she wrote a book as well, and she saves all the money. And I said, Savvy, you know, what are you going to do with the money? She said, Mommy, this money is for when you're sick. Because, you know, sometimes I said, Savvy, give me a little $1,000. No, Mommy, it's for if you get sick again, you and Daddy. I'm saving for you and both you and Daddy. Yeah, so it cannot be touched.
Well, what word of encouragement, Kadia, would you give to, you know, a family going through this now, a woman who is going through this, and as persons, you know, outside of, how can we help? Because a lot of times, you know, these are silent warriors. We hear about women with breast cancer, but some people have never actually met someone with breast cancer or who has survived breast cancer. What can we do as a country, as people, to contribute? And what word of advice would you give to somebody experiencing it now?
My Jamaican people, I want you to go out and support the Pink Run. That's the Jamaica Reach to Recovery Pink Run.
Yes.
Her fight is your fight. You understand? And you never know when you're going to need the assistance. You know, you never know when you're going to need it. The run, the Jamaica Reach to Recover run, that's the ICII Jamaica Reach to Recover run. It's on the 27th
of October.
Yes. And it starts at 6 o'clock. 6 o'clock is, you know, the warm-up. 6:30, that's when the run starts. And it's at Emancipation Park. And you can register at runningevents.ja.com or pinkrunjm.com. And you can also register at the Toyota Jamaica Secretariat. That's on Old Hope Road. You can go there as well and register for the Pink Run, and that's how you can make a difference. You can also donate if you're not able to run. You can also make a donation because those funds really help. As I said, I got assistance from the Jamaica Reach to Recovery because months of chemotherapy and just, you know, the contribution for one makes a big difference for me. So, you know, I'm encouraging everyone to just go out and support the run and share the news, share it on your social media so that everyone, you know, will be aware of the run and the support. And for those who are fighting, you know, just keep on fighting because in your darkest days, you can still shine and overcome. You know, I tell people that my crown is not just a crown for me. You know, it's a symbol of my strength and resilience to go out and still shine because, of course, you want to challenge yourself. You want to feel normal again. You want to, you know, I'm in menopause at 35. There are a lot of things happening, but I still put a smile on my face and I still go out and I try to do my best. I try to make myself available. I love to share my story. I love to share my story because I want to help women, and I'm encouraging all the other warriors just to brave up and share your story because we are in this to save lives. We want to save lives. So just support the run and support is very important. We need support when we're fighting.
Thank you.
Indeed.
Very well. You are
and I
wonderful.
just want to say as well, the Jamaica Cancer Society, they offer mammograms. Go out and get your mammograms, and it's not expensive. It's halfway, you know, it's half of what everyone else is doing it for. So the Jamaica Cancer Society offers the mammogram. So go out and do your mammograms and do your self-check as well, because early detection saves lives.
Yeah, well, you're absolutely beautiful.
Thank you
and
very
you're
much.
a queen. Thank you so much for sharing with us.
Thank you.
I wish you all the best, and I'll definitely be supporting. I'm going to get my mammogram done today. Today. And if there's anybody watching this morning, if you are even contemplating doing a mammogram and wondering, should I not? Well, this is your sign that you should get it done today. Our very beautiful and wonderful guest was and has been Kadia Levine McCoy, our Pink Warrior. Remember, everyone, early detection is key. So if you have not yet been tested, please, now is the time. And don't forget, men, you have to get checked as well. And, you know, just encourage your friends, encourage your family members, especially if you have a genetic, you know, or family history of that. Please go and get checked. And if you have any amount, it doesn't matter, every mickle make a muckle that you can contribute to the Jamaica Cancer Society, Jamaica Reach to Recovery, please, let us all join hands together and put our money where we're mouth there, because as Kadia said, you never know if you or somebody that you know or love will be in need. And there are also women who need us and need us now, all right? We'll be back right after this break. Thank you so much for making it Sunrise.
And I rise like the day. I rise up, I rise unafraid. I rise up, and I do it 1,008 times again. And I rise up, I like the waves. I rise up, in spite of the ache. I rise up, and I do it 1,008 times again. The silence is quiet, and it feels like it.
employers and householders. Access the Heart NSTA Trust Skills Registry today to employ trained and certified skilled professionals. The time by Heart is
7:30. Rise and shine and start your day with the Wealthy Club's Power Hour. It's a transformative mind-body workout infused with strength training, yoga, meditation, and journaling. Every Wednesday from 5:30 a.m. to 6:30 a.m. Starting September 11th, join us for free live in person right here at the marketplace in front of Camila's Kitchen, or you can join in from anywhere in the world thanks to our friends over at Just Create. And afterwards, refuel with your post-workout breakfast from Camila's Kitchen to truly support your wellness and your fitness goals. Catch us for this special workout hour on CVM TV on Mondays from 5 a.m. to 6 a.m. and a repeat at 5:30 p.m. to 6:30 p.m. WellFit Wednesdays starting September 11th at 5:30 to 6:30 a.m. right here at the marketplace. See you there.
Brought to you by Tetley.
Achieve for everyone.
The internationally acclaimed On Stage with Winford Williams.
At a new time, Saturdays at 8 p.m. on CVM TV.
So much more than entertainment.
Our days get a little complex sometimes. Often so many things make sense, yet so many do not. We are being intentional about giving prominence to the big stories in order to clarify and enlighten. Lead Story explains who, what, when, where, why, and how. Lead Story with George Davis, weekdays at 6:30 p.m. on CVM TV.
Hi everyone, my name is Kurt Dunn.
Greetings from Kali's Kelly Yoga.
Hey, it's Robin Morrison, and I am your National Physical Activity Specialist. And it's time to make a move.
Jamaica, let's get moving again. Season 2 of the Ministry of Health and Wellness Jamaica Move series is here. Join us Wednesdays at 5 a.m. and Saturdays at 8 a.m. right here on CVM TV. Let's get moving.
Make a move now.
Thanks for staying with us here on Sunrise, and a special good morning to everyone checking in from yard and abroad. Now let's talk about something that can really make or break a business: customer service. No one wants bad customer service, and the Jamaica Customer Service Association is working to ensure that their members are equipped with the knowledge and the tools needed to deliver outstanding customer experiences through their 21st annual Virtual Service Excellence Conference on October 8 to 9. The Senior Director in the Public Sector Modernization Division of the Ministry of Finance and the Public Service is Danielle Jones-Cox, and she is here to share more about this.
Good morning,
Welcome.
Danielle. How are you?
Pleasant morning. Thank you. I'm doing well.
Lovely. Well, Danielle, I can hear enough people saying, but Danielle, me never know there was a Jamaica Customer Service Association, because customer service is pretty much non-existent
in Jamaica. It is. It's more than a stereotype. In Jamaica, we do have this thing. Even abroad, there are jokes. Many a joke has been told about the Jamaican restaurant with poor customer service but amazing food. Right. I mean, is it that in trying to modernize the public sector side of it, that we are trying to overcome some kind of a cultural predisposition to poor customer service?
Wow. So I will say that the Jamaica Customer Service Association in particular recognized the need to highlight customer service and to have a national discourse about it, because traditionally customer service has been so poor. So the organization actually formed in 2001, and in 2008 the former Governor General, Professor Kenneth Hall, designated the first week in October as National Customer Service Week, because it's so important to have these conversations. Certainly in the public sector Sector Modernization Division in the Ministry of Finance, we have been working very, very closely with our public sector stakeholders, or ministries, departments, and agencies to elevate the discourse around service excellence, and certainly a lot of initiatives to improve service that we offer to our citizens and those who do business with Jamaica.
Is there any empirical data, Daniel, that would account for why we have this perennial bad customer service? What is the data saying as to why? Because it's almost, it's everywhere. So right. It's in fast food restaurants, it's hospital, everywhere. What is the reason? I don't know if you guys have, asked the people who are in customer service, like, why?
So
what's the reason? What's the cause?
So there hasn't actually been a study looking at it necessarily from the service provider's perspective, but what we do know anecdotally is that it's a mix of things. So sometimes people are frustrated. If I don't have the requisite equipment or tools to do my job, I get frustrated. Maybe sometimes the pay is not what we'd like it to be. But then I think probably the most important thing is this limited accountability for people to just do their jobs. Yeah. Yeah. And certainly from the public sector perspective, we're improving on that.
I was going to pick up on that point, that it is so important as we seek to improve and transform public institutions that front-facing side be something that we emphasize. Yeah. What are some of the things that we're doing in terms of the transformation program to be catalysts for changing that from the public sector side, given that if government changes, it often acts as a catalyst for private sector to change?
Lovely. So our public sector or service excellence program is actually divided into 4 key components, and one of the critical components is our own service improvement. And so some of the things that the Public Sector Modernization Division has done since the approval of our service excellence policy in 2022 is ministries traditionally, and a lot of people didn't know this, didn't actually even have customer service units. So you'd see it in the agencies that deal directly with the customers, that direct interface, but ministries themselves didn't have customer service units. We're also working very closely with our MDA partners to establish what we call service improvement teams. And the service improvement teams critically don't just have people from the customer service unit, but they have people from HR, they have people from IT, they have senior leadership a part of it. So it's a whole of organization kind of look at service excellence and to highlight it. It's service excellence is what we do every day, and what we're trying to do is to shift the mindset and develop this new culture focused on the customer.
I like that. I would hope that we are providing a lot more training opportunities, especially as public entities, to avail themselves to HEART, so you have continuous training and retraining, so that more of the people that the public engages with are trained in customer service.
But you know what, Dennis, I think that the training is there, the programs are there, HEART does it, other institutions do it, but as Daniel said, it's about accountability. So that if you're not doing what you're supposed to do, then there are checks and balances that will not allow you to continue. So a person doesn't walk into a government building or to do business, and then you're giving them an attitude, but you're still there for 20 years and 15 years, and you continue, and everybody knows. And then they say, I saw she stay. Well, if I saw you stay in your yard.
But it's government, so you can't get rid of them so easily.
Well. That's why you need
accountability.
No, that's why you need to have a good legal department. Right.
But it's changing. It's changing. And one of the things that we've been focused on is we know that pockets of excellence do exist. And we want that to permeate across the public sector. And Dennis, I just would love to jump on the point that you were making a while ago about training. Miss Kitty, you are absolutely correct. Accountability is a hallmark. That's really how we want to be as a public sector now. But throughout the month of October, we are doing a series of trainings. So we're launching our people engagement guidelines, which really is working with our stakeholders, how you deal with people, right? And we also have our service delivery minimum standards, because it can't be that I go to this entity today, have a particular level of service and expectation, and I go somewhere else tomorrow and it's less than. So that's the whole point of standardizing service delivery as well.
So for the month, month. So who are the persons who are welcome to come? Can persons who have a business, for example, say, look here, the Jamaica Customer Service Association. They're having these events, and we need to go. I want y'all to line up and go.
Yes.
Where are the events being held, and who are the persons that you're offering this to?
Lovely. So it's free. Our major event is the 2-day conference, and this is the 3rd year that the Public Sector Modernization Division is partnering with JAXA on the Virtual Service Excellence Conference. It's free for everyone to attend. You can go on JAXA's website for the virtual link to join. It's for service providers. It's for customers to hear about what's going on. We're sharing best practice. We're sharing ideas. And Service Excellence Week or Customer Service Week doesn't just end this week. We have a month-long series of activities. The PSMD has their Government of Jamaica Mobile Services Fair that will be in Morant Bay in St. Thomas. We are launching our Community of Practice for service experience professionals. We have the trainings that I spoke to already, a whole host of things that's happening this month. And all of that information between JAXA's website and the Ministry of Finance's website, you can get all the information to register.
Excellent. Excellent. Love it.
I didn't know that y'all existed, Daniel. I was very happy.
We are here.
That's why we have these
conversations. When Shana said to me, the Jamaica, I said, the what? Customer service. When in Jamaica?
Yes.
I was like, wow, interesting.
Well, that is why you have the whole public sector transformation initiative.
That's right.
It's been around for a while, so we look forward to improving the quality of service delivery. Our guest has been Daniel Jones-Cox, the Senior Director in the Public Sector Modernization Division of the Ministry of Finance and the Public Service. There's more sunrise on the horizon. Stay with us.
This is the Aedes aegypti mosquito that spreads the Zika, chikungunya, and dengue viruses. Search for its breeding sites and destroy them.
A message from the Ministry of Health and Wellness.
The Time by the Ministry of Health and Wellness.
Make home yours every day with Courts. Get value for your money. Courts have the best quality. Home is what you make it. Best prices and good credit. Courts have it all.
Courts has what you need to make home yours. You can get it all with easy payment plans using Courts Ready Finance. Courts, make home yours.
Hi everyone, my name is Kurt Dunn.
Greetings from Khadine Kelly Yoga.
Hey, it's Robin Morrison, and I am your National Physical Activity Specialist. And it's time to make a move.
Jamaica, let's get moving again. Season 2 of the Ministry of Health and Wellness Jamaica Move series is here. Join us Wednesdays at 5 a.m. and Saturdays at 8 a.m. right here on CVM TV. Let's get moving.
Make a move now.
Have a gig for you and the crew. Mobile, next season. Where you say?
Got out to grab it down the lane. No, you're not more brother there, you tell me some have a big show line up for it.
Look up on the stage, it's a bird, it's a plane, it's the inner.
But we are idiots to allow Grabs to be treating us like idiots. Under no circumstances could that be my pay. We's a group. We have to stick together. A group of idiots. We don't even have fear to go home.
My girl, you see the youth them when they sit down here, sir?
Good morning, guten Morgen, mic check 1, mic check 2, chicka, chicka, chicka. Guess what? We're back on the inside of Sunrise, and we're going to take a moment to tackle the brain drain debate. Is the grass always greener on the other side, or is it greener where you water it? Ha! And is leaving Jamaica for better opportunities abroad a necessity for survival, or is it a betrayal of the country's growth? Well, check this out.
We want to know what is brain drain. So, brain drain in layman terms is when a country is losing its most important resource, which is the people, to another country in search of like better opportunities, you know, better standard of living and so on and so forth. So this has been happening to Jamaica for a while now. Do I defend the people that are leaving? I'm going to tell anybody that if you see a better life anywhere in the world, regardless of the love you have for that country, go there. Seek a better life. I did everything the right way. I went to high school in Jamaica, got all my subjects. I went to University of the West Indies in Jamaica, got my degree, and then I left. What is happening right now? Why people are fleeing? If the poverty index so wide, if the probability of me being successful at something is so wide, if my biggest task is a plumber, if I am a great plumber, there is a ceiling for me where that is it for me and plumbing. Because one, me not come from uptown, me not know the links them for getting, because a links run Jamaica and a qualification. So me don't want to complain about the brain drain because we do it the right way. Anybody where talk about that, the smart people them, people were qualified in a Jamaica, teacher, lawyer, doctor. Why them leave? Them leave because them not getting enough. No, what are you guys doing to make it better for them so them don't leave? Don't say them a coward or don't say them shouldn't do that.
Oh wow!
All right.
Well, Dale's very passionate there, and had some salient points that I know there are many persons who are in agreement with what he's saying. But joining us to discuss and ventilate this issue on My Check this morning is someone who is very passionate about this topic. I want you to welcome Mr. MP to the G himself, Miss Pearly Grandson. Good morning to you.
Good morning to you, my love. How are you doing today?
I am magnificent, and how are you doing?
I am very well, thank you. You're magnificent shows.
Very well, very well.
As a man who left, as a man who and that's it. Well, I'm not gonna say you contributed to the brain drain, but because you went and you saw opportunities and you made the most of them. Tell us where you sit on this issue as someone who you emigrated,
bright, and you leave.
You left.
Do you see yourself as a Judas or as somebody who's smart?
Betrayal of the country's growth, really? How do you see it, MPG?
I would see myself as a Judas if the opportunities that are offered to me abroad were afforded to me at home. I would see myself as a Judas if the opportunities that were offered to my special needs child abroad were offered to me at home, to her at home. When it comes on to the issue of brain drain, I think at the surface, people generally associate better with overseas. But as you go deeper, you'll understand that the people's situations vary. And every single person who pack a bag and go on an aircraft and go abroad, their experience is almost like a fingerprint. When I tell you I have experiences for myself, 5 teachers teaching in the same school from Jamaica, and we are all walking 5 completely different journeys. It varies from person to person. It is not a betrayal. People are looking for better for themselves and their families. And you cannot blame people for that, because as animals, biology teacher now, survival mode and self-preservation is our natural instinct.
Let me give it from a sociological perspective. When we study the history of migration in the Caribbean, we often have this debate in modern society about migration, and it's almost like it's a new thing. Migration is as Caribbean as the islands themselves, because we are all here through a process of migration. Because none of we never originally come from here.
We know Christine Columbus.
The black population is from Africa. The white population from Europe. We have the Asian population from Southeast Asia and the northern parts of Asia. We as a region tenant this space through a process of migration. Throughout the region, there have always been persons who have been minded to move from one island to the next island to the next island